Hello to all my friends out there. Here we are again, another day. It's almost the end of May and the beginning of June. Unbelievable. Okay, before I start cooking, I have to get the food out of the way. I mentioned to you that I was working a little bit on eBay. Not too much, just posting a little stuff. So I want to encourage you to look around your house and say, is there anything that I want to get rid of that I could sell? Okay, remember this? I have a bid on this. Let me see if you can see it. It's a pendant, but the cute thing about this is it's like a little Fabergé egg. See how it's like some little feet down here like an owl? This is vintage jewelry. So I didn't post this too cheap because it's a pandemic and I can't get more stuff, and I posted it for $20. It'd be really pretty on a necklace. Really pretty. So I got a bid on that. That doesn't mean they're gonna send the money. Then I got a bid on this shirt. Remember this thing? And I posted that $25. These shirts run between $69. This is brand new and over $100, but I listed mine for $20. And then I got a bid on this really pretty dress. This would look really super duper on me if I wasn't selling it. But it's super cute and it has little slits. You know, if you were young and beautiful, see the little attractive sleeves. And you know I always look for anything that resembles silk. And on the right girl, this is beautiful. And I have a bid. So I want to encourage you guys to start thinking, wow, maybe I could sell something. Maybe I could make a little extra money. Maybe I have time right now to start myself some kind of little self-employment business. So I hope everyone is doing okay. This is very troubling about the man that was choked in Minneapolis. I can see why the people are mad. So that's nothing but bad, but this kind of stuff is to be expected, you know. The people who did it should be in jail right now. I don't know why they're not. So what I have here is I have some black tea. And you know, it's suicide to mention this stuff on your channel. That's why I don't have very many followers. That's why I was docked for talking about suicidal stuff. But how are you supposed to talk about anything if you can't talk about anything? There's supposed to be freedom of speech. Okay, I want to make some sloppy joes from scratch. What if you don't have any sloppy joe and you need some sloppy joes? I have hamburger that I bought. I stocked my freezer full of bacon, hamburger, and chicken. A lady told me chicken, rice, and beans. That could be green beans. So I have 2 hamburger patties because it's just one me. I put some onions in there and it calls for ketchup. So I just want to add about a half a cup because this is, well, you know, maybe a 1/3 cup. Let me add it and then I'll see how much I need. So most people have ketchup around. That's what's good about this. And then I need mustard a little bit. This is everything. You know, when you make stuff homemade, it's so much cheaper. Just do it to your own taste. I need Worcestershire sauce. I usually always have that because I keep this around. I'll put about a half a tablespoon. I keep this around in case I make meatloaf. And I'm going to add the same amount of vinegar. It can be any kind of vinegar. So the best thing we can do to protect ourselves, you know, from whatever happens is stockpiling. I mean, now I want to add salt, pepper, and sugar. In the old-fashioned recipes, that's going to round out your food. and make it taste good and make it satisfying. I use that in salt, pepper, and sugar in stir fry, salt, pepper, and sugar in everything, beans, and it's going to give you a very satisfying taste to your food. The brain only knows two things, fat and sugar. So what you want to do is find some likable meat that's kind of, I need more ketchup. So, you know, as you're going along, you know, you just eyeball it and say, oh, I think it needs a little more ketchup. So let's see. Okay, this is looking pretty good. So then I want to cook this for a couple minutes. And so I want to make some homemade tater tots. So look at this. Once I cook this for a minute, this is going to taste good. Okay, so now for tater tots. This is like this is like when you cut your chicken in small pieces. So I grated some potatoes, and they were in the refrigerator for a little while. And I just want to add about a tablespoon of flour. Well, half a tablespoon. I have little potatoes. You know, it's just me. I'm using garlic, pepper, seasoning, and somebody told me there's a lot of salt in this, so you don't have to add salt, and a little onion. You can add anything you want to your potatoes, just if you know you have to have a little flour in there, and then I'm going to fry them just like tater tots. I think I need a little more ketchup. It depends how much, you know, ketchup you want. But I like my sloppy joes a little bit on the ketchup-y side. It's very hot. So you might be thinking, you're always complaining about the heat. Well, it's because it's very hot here and I'm very cheap and I don't want to turn my air conditioner on. That's why. So I made flatbreads because, you know, I was on this thing, oh my gosh, what if we run out of bread, la la la. Well, it's one thing if you run out of for a day or two, but when you seriously run out of bread, you know, really, you're going to be starving. So I grated my potatoes very small. Okay, so now I just want to get a small, I think maybe this half, I don't like to get my hands in the food. I think it's ready. Let's see. Yeah? Yeah, these look good. So this is half a tablespoon, but you can make them any size you want. They're not going to be the perfect tater tots, but they are going to be good. And then I'm going to take that ketchup over there and I'm going to eat them. I'm hungry. Not starving, but hungry, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So what we're doing is we're acquiring skills now, and we're stockpiling a little food. And, you know, if you just try, maybe you don't have an eBay account, how about trying a little yard sale? Or if you find some, that's just 2 small potatoes. If you find some curbside stuff, you know, grab it and keep it and sell it. Oh, my hair is hot. All right. So now. My sloppy joes look good. I will just drain the grease in a minute and I will blot it with paper towel. Normally that's half soy, half, you know, it's a little bit soy in my hamburger because it's much cheaper. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to find no more than $1 portions. And so, let's see, ground beef, onions, ketchup, mustard, Worcestershire sauce, vinegar, sugar, salt, and pepper. That's your basic stockpile right there. I will post this on Twitter. Okay, now take a look at this. You're going to learn this because then, and you got to have oil. these are my flatbreads. And I'm going to make some tasty sloppy joes with my flatbreads. Ooh, my tater tots look good. I'm just going to flip them over. Kids would love this if you have children. And see how quick this is? And you don't have to turn your oven on. And I'm going to put them right on my breadboard with my flatbreads. Okay, so now I want to blot this grease out of my sloppy joes. I don't want to eat it. I mean, I could, but why should I? It's very easy to remove this kind of a thing. Don't tell the chef shows. I'm sure this isn't the way it's done, but it's worked for me all these years. Don't tell the chef shows, you guys. I'm still learning the chefing. It's actually, you guys, it's coming. Oh, my candle burned out. That's not good. So why do you want to buy tater tots? You can make your own. It's very easy to make. Let me see if I can find my. You know how many things I have made and I couldn't find these darn things? Yummy. A couple more minutes, or almost, some of them might be done. So see how easy that is, and tailor it to, if you want to put some chives, that would be good, or I think I put dry onions, so. I want to be sure I have at least 10 pounds of potatoes. Then, you know, if you have bread and you have potatoes, you're not going to starve. We're not going to starve anyway because we're going to stockpile. With this meal, I'm going to have some corn, and notice my dented can, 50% off. If they're there, I buy them all. Yeah, well, that's selfish. Yeah, I know, but hey, first come, first serve. I guarantee you these are better than the ones you buy. They may not be prettier, but they taste good. Yummy. Okay, so now I'm going to make... And you know what else about these? These are delicious the next day. Wrap them up in some foil. Okay. Oops. I didn't come up with all these brilliant ideas overnight. The followers have come up with some good comments. Really good, you guys. Look at this. I'll just make one for demonstration purposes. And then, you know, I have some corn. Also, I wanted to mention my crocodile. I sell home decor. Around Christmas time, I bought a whole bunch, a big box of pots and pans. I bought an ice cream maker. I bought all kinds of dip containers, you know, and eventually I will sell them. So take a look at this. Kids would like this. Big kids could make this for dinner. It's cheap too. So I can get those hamburgers that are partially soy at Walmart too. Okay, so now here's the tea I use, 100 bags. And don't get rid of your tea, wrap it up. It doesn't go bad. I just finished up one box of tea that I had ever since I lived at the other place. Here's the easy flatbread recipe. Mix it up, and then what I did is I made half a batch and I cut it in 4 pieces, and then you cover them with a kitchen towel and you let them set 10 minutes, and then put some flour on a cutting board and roll them out, and you know, fry them in some grease. Then I don't have to worry about you guys running out of bread. Another thing is, if you don't have much food, go to the food banks now while there's food. There's plenty of food right now. Go get it if you need it. And don't worry about what other people are going to say, because you know what? They're not going to give a darn when you're sitting in your house starving. We don't know what's going to happen. Caution is the watchword, but if everything is really good, and it very well could be, then we can save money because we don't have to buy food. And we can just eat our food. I mean, don't buy awful food that you hate. I use raisins, pepita nuts, and what else did I use? I forget. I just used whatever. Oh, chocolate chips. I used whatever I had around. Now, let me taste this. But I can already tell you it's going to taste good. You could roll it up like a taco. Boom. Now, so even though these are a little bit, easy to make, they're still homemade and they taste much, much better than anything you can buy. Oh, good. Okay, what I used to do, McDonald's had my Sloppy Joe mix is good. I would buy those deals, 2 hamburgers at McDonald's for like $5. And so I've been making my own food because I'm not 100% convinced that the COVID is bye-bye yet. So today I had these 68-cent cans of tuna. So I mixed up the whole can of tuna, mayonnaise, mustard, relish, tuna. And I had the bread from Walmart, and I made 2 sandwiches, and I cut the crust off like, you don't have to, but it tastes good if you do. And I made like tea party sandwiches, and I drank tea, and it was a great lunch, and I wasn't hungry for hours and hours and hours. So my tea was, my tuna was 68 cents, and my bread was 4 cents each, so 16 cents. So you figure 68, 78, less than $1 for 2 meals. So you can do it that way. You can have 1 meal a day, but at your meal you can eat 2 sandwiches, or you could eat 1 for breakfast and 1 for lunch. Also, I eat bologna and cheese sandwiches, or ham and cheese, or any kind of salami sandwiches for lunch, and then some kind of dinner. It's cheaper in the end. So that was my brilliant idea. Okay, and stockpiling is the best way to protect your future. It really is, you guys, in more ways than one. For one thing, you don't have to worry about it. For another thing, if some relatives or stuff runs out of food, you can help them, even if you don't have much money yourself. Today, my husband's brother died. So, you just never know what's going to happen. He kind of died suddenly, so it was really bad. So if you can say, okay, I want to prepare, but I don't have that much money. Well, you could get 2 cans for the price of 1 if you could handle dented cans or damaged packages. I got a lot of candy, and I still have some left, so I didn't make dessert. I'm eating candy. Mark down food, like mark down meat, mark down cottage cheese, mark down salad kits, keep your eye out for them, and pretty soon you start getting pretty good at it. So mark down food, dented cans, and damaged packages, and substitute, if you stockpile your freezer full of lunch meat and cheese, you can substitute some cheese and olives for meat. So you're using less meat, and it's less expensive, but you're still getting protein. And so if you stockpile powdered milk and cheese, that's really going to help you too. If you go to those food banks, one of the things, you're not going to get much. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to get. I went to the Senior Resource Center, and I got, when I was sick, and I got 2 shelf-stable milk. So, and those are $1 at Dollar Tree, and also you can get powdered milk, 3 envelopes for $3 at Walmart. So if you're not buying your food dented or damaged or marked down, then say to yourself, okay, if I'm paying full price, I'm going to get the longest expiration date I can. Like those cans of Spam I bought with the expiration 2025. So if I pay full price, I want a long and it's fresher. Okay, now we have to watch out for inflation. Yes, inflation has been striking in all kinds. It seems little, but it's not little. So one of the things that they can inflate is they can just make the price higher, or they can make the packages smaller, or they can demand that you buy bigger packages that cost more. They're not always cheaper. And also, instead of like buying $1, you're forced to spend $3, and that's I hate that anyway. Unless, like, you know, those big bags of flour I bought and stuff like that. I also bought a big huge bag of cornmeal, and also Smart and Final has the big old bags of oatmeal. So, and then big bags of potatoes. So you start doing some of this. I'm not saying immediately, but maybe when you go to the store, say to yourself, wow, maybe I can get a big bag of flour, or maybe I can get a big bag of oatmeal this time. And you know, yesterday, it was today, I made this video, you know, what to watch for. And you don't just wake up in a bad situation. It's been coming on slowly. But that also gives you time to prepare. So, you know, maybe get a dented can here, or, you know, get a lot of potatoes. There's all kinds of things you can make with potatoes. Twice baked potatoes are very yummy. So also, you know, like I was looking for grapefruit and I couldn't find any. I found some for $1.26 each. That's another way things are inflating. You can't get the bag for $5, but you can get one grapefruit for $1.26. That's inflation. There's all kinds of inflation. You have to watch out for that. It's like a hole in the bucket, and it's going to drain your money out. So if you get to this basic food, a few cheap meals, I'm not saying eat it all the time, but now and then, at least, so it's in the back of your mind. So now I got that Spam, and actually I can make quite a few things with Spam. Spam with eggs and toast, Spam with scalloped potatoes, Spam with Alfredo mix and cheese, Spam with beans, you know, like baked beans, Spam and fried rice. You just fry your Spam, and then you add your vegetables and your rice, and you brown your rice in the oil, and then you mix a couple eggs and you pour that over the top and stir fry it, salt, pepper, and sugar with Spam. Spam and hash browns and eggs. Spam with potato soup or corn soup. That's good. Okay, now what did I do with my other? Oh, good. Now, a mention about the cornflakes. I found the big bags, or the big boxes of cornflakes, and now I'm learning cornflake stuff, and I have some really good cornflake stuff. Okay, frosted cornflakes are $1.50 for a small box, but if you buy regular cornflakes, they're $1. You can just put your own sugar on. That's something to try to get, like a big bag of sugar, because during the Depression, they didn't have meat and sugar. Not saying we're getting one for sure, but you know, we are watching out. So I have cornflake stuff. Cornflakes and milk. Cornflake chicken. Okay, this is one of my new favorite chickens. I just get one egg and I beat it, and I add 1 tablespoon honey to the egg, and I put the chicken in there and I stir it around good. And then I sprinkle the chicken with black pepper and with garlic powder, and that is such a delicious combination. And then I roll it in cornflakes that I have ground in my blender, and I melt butter or margarine, and I bake 350 and turn halfway. That is a good, you guys, and you can make nuggets with those too. Nuggets and these hash browns would be good. Okay, and then I have the cornflake and oatmeal granola. It doesn't sound good, but let me give you one more shot. I have another thing. I'm almost done, you guys. I know this is a long video, but it's got a lot of good content. Okay, I couldn't find gloves, so I bought this cheap $1 hair color in my hair color. You know, I'm not that picky. I don't go anywhere. And so they are selling masks for $2 for one mask, but there's no gloves. But guess what all your hair color has? Yes. So I bought 6 of these hair colors just to get the gloves. Because I don't understand why they're so worried about vaccines, but in America we can't manufacture gloves. Why is that? Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, and you guys, the comments were really nice. I was expecting to take some crap off some of those videos, but I said to myself, well, I hope they listen up even if they don't like the message or the messenger. God bless you all.